Hey everyone, Estrongel here, and welcome to my Environment Sensors Basics Guide. Environment sensors allow you to run events on an entity based on specific filters and are a very useful way to run some comparisons without the need of animation controllers. Now, knowing every filter isn't really necessary. There are quick reference sites that can be used, but knowing the general syntax for them and different applications that can be used to run specific events will be very beneficial when working with any add-on project. Just for reference, I've left a link to bedrock.dev that shows a list of all current filter documentation in the description for you to look at if you are interested. To start with, there are two forms of syntax that you can use with environment sensors. The first of these is where the trigger section has a curly bracket after the colon. With this syntax, we are only able to create a single trigger to an event. The second form of syntax uses a bracket after the colon, with curly brackets surrounding each individual trigger. With this syntax form, we can think of triggers as an array with filters leading to multiple events. For the purpose of this guide, we will be using these types of triggers. Also, if at any point you find I'm going too fast, I've left a download link for the tutorial file I'm using and the script that I used for this video in the description. I also have timestamps placed at each point in this video if you need to jump to a specific section. Inside of triggers, we can also group filters to narrow down the situations we are searching for. We can do this using all of, any of, or none of as conditions. You can look at all of as being equivalent to and conditions, any of equivalent to or conditions, and none of as a not condition. Now that we know what the syntax looks like, let's do some tests with these three grouping methods. The filters that we're going to be using for our tests are going to be hasBiome_tag and hasEquipment, and we're going to run an event called giveSlowness, which is going to apply a slowness effect to a player when certain conditions are met. hasBiome_tag allows us to test what biome the player or entity is in, and hasEquipment will let us test for an entity wearing any piece of armor in any of its slots, including the hand. Alright, so let's add our first filter. I'm going to go ahead, or our first trigger, I'm going to go ahead and hide this one. Start working on another one. Filters, we're going to be doing all of for this one. Oh, don't need that. This is where we're going to be putting all of our filters now. So I'm going to be doing hasBiome_tag. I'm going to need operator equals because we want to make sure they're in that biome. I'm going to be checking for ocean tags. Of course, I want that to be running on myself. And let's add in one more because we wanted to also test for hasEquipment. And then with domain, we can check it for a specific portion of the entity wearing it. So if I want it to be boots, I'm going to be doing feet. If I wanted it to be the chest plate, I would be doing torso. And so on and so forth. I of course want it to be equals. And then value, we're going to be checking for iron boots. So I'm going to do Minecraft iron boots. And I want it to be subject self. And we're going to go just outside of the filters, and we're going to run the event give slowness. And we also want to add that event, so I'm going to add give slowness. And I'm going to run a simple command, effect s slowness, and then some random values. Of course, I need the comma here, it's not going to work. And now I want to test it in game. Alright, so now let's see if the filter is actually working. The filter we specified is if they're in a biome with the ocean tag and if they're wearing iron boots. So right now I'm not wearing iron boots, and I've already mapped this out. If I walk forward over here, I'm going to be in an ocean biome. If I walk over to the other side, I'm going to be in an ice biome. So as you can see, if I went over to the ocean biome without iron boots, I'm not given the slowness effect. And if I'm over here in the ice biome, I'm also not given the slowness effect. If I put on iron boots in the ice biome, nothing happens, but as soon as I start moving into this ocean biome over here, I start to get this slowness effect. That is because we specified all of, which means that all of the filters that we've specified need to come back as true. now that we've done all of, let's change this to any of. So before, as I've said a couple times already, we wanted to make sure they're in a biome with the ocean tag and that they're wearing iron boots. With any of, if either of these filters are true, this event will run. So if I'm in an ocean biome, I'm going to get the slowness effect. If I'm wearing iron boots, I'm going to get the slowness effect. And if I'm in an ocean biome and I'm wearing iron boots, I'm going to get the slowness effect. Okay, so I'm back in my tutorial world. I'm not wearing iron boots and I am in an ice biome. If I come over to the ocean biome, I should get the slowness effect, which I did. And if I leave the ocean biome, give it a couple seconds for the effect to go away. And then I'll show you that I can put on the iron boots, and if I put these on, I'm going to get the slowness effect. And this is going to be applied anywhere in the world because I didn't specify any other filters for this. So yeah, and then the last one we're going to be checking is none of. For none of, we're going to do the same thing we just did with all of. We're just going to change any of this time, and it's going to be none of. Now what this is saying is it's going to make sure it's going to give the slowness effect if none of these are true. So if I'm in a biome with the ocean tag, I won't be given the slowness effect. And if I'm wearing iron boots, I won't be given the slowness effect. Any other instance, any other biome, any other item I'm wearing will give me the slowness effect. Alright, so I'm back in my tutorial world. Right now I'm in the ocean biome. Well, it doesn't look like an ocean biome, but it is the ocean biome. And so I'm not going to be given the slowness effect. But the second I step out of the ocean biome and come into the ice biome, I'm going to be given the slowness effect. Another thing I've specified is that if I'm wearing iron boots, I'm going to not be given the slowness effect. So regardless of me being outside of the ocean biome, as soon as I put these iron boots on, the slowness effect is going to start ticking away and I will eventually be able to move as normal. Just give it a couple seconds. And as you can see, I can move just fine. The second I take off these boots again, I'm going to be getting the slowness effect. Okay, so now that we've gone over those three grouping methods, there's actually one other grouping method that involves all three of them and combining them. So what I'm going to do is actually nest an any of group of filters into an all of group of filters. So I'm going to come over here and change none of to all of. And then I want to always be checking if a player has iron boots on. So I'm going to copy this for now and then get rid of it. And then I'm going to add in another filter, but I'm going to add in the grouping method here of any of. And then do the same thing I would normally do to use a grouping method. And I'm going to add in the biome filter we had previously, and I'm actually going to add in another one, and then I'm going to change ocean to ice. So now what this is doing is giving the player a slowness effect if they're wearing iron boots, and if they're in either an ocean biome or an ice biome. Okay, so I'm back in my tutorial world. So right now, in order to get the slowness effect, I need two things to happen. I need to be wearing my iron boots, and I need to be in either an ocean biome or an ice biome. So right now I'm in an ice biome, and I don't get the slowness effect. And if I hop over to this ocean biome, I also do not get the slowness effect. But the moment I put on the iron boots, and I start to walk around a little bit, those conditions have been met because I'm in an ocean biome and I'm wearing the iron boots. So I'm going to get the slowness effect over here, and if I come over here to the ice biome, I'm also going to get the slowness effect. That's going to be it for this tutorial on environment sensor basics. Please let me know in the comments how you liked it. If you learned anything, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'd also like some feedback, so if you think there's anything I could have done better or something else I could touch on in my next video, please let me know. But with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.